What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing a review of the TikTok versus YouTube boxing event. So obviously that happened a few days ago now, but it was quite interesting for a number of reasons, and yeah, I'm just going to give my thoughts and what I thought about it and like a general overview of the whole event. So obviously the first fight was between wasn't it Ryan Johnston from YouTube and was it Kale Siraj from the TikTok side. Now this Kale guy was very disrespectful to Ryan in the press conference, because like he was just dismissing him, saying he hasn't started training yet, like, oh, was I supposed to, and stuff like that. So obviously if you're gonna talk like that, then you got to perform in the ring, right? And he looked not great, but Ryan looked quite good from the YouTube tournament thing they did to decide who got into the event, but he didn't really show a lot in this fight. Like, he wasn't as aggressive as he was there. He did get the stoppage though, I think, in like the last round or something, but yeah, it wasn't a great fight. And the next fight was between Austin's brother Landon McBroom and Ben Azelart. Landon completely destroyed him. Ben threw like 2 punches the whole fight. He got dominated, and clearly he just wasn't on the level that you need to be. He was one of the people that drafted in quite late as well, so probably didn't have as much time to train, but he got completely destroyed. The next fight was meant to be between Tanner Fox and Ryland Storm. So Tanner apparently pussied out on weigh-in because he was 20 pounds lighter. I think he's saying it's because of the commission, but I think part of it was him just not wanting to be in the fight because he knew he'd get fucked. But yeah, the next one was between FaZe Jarvis and Michael Lee. Michael Lee was actually the most famous person in the card. He has almost 50 million followers somehow, when all he does is dance with his brother apparently. So he's, yeah, didn't really know anything about him. Obviously he tried to fake beef with Jarvis. Like, he messaged him saying, yo, you want to fake some beef to sell the fight, and Jarvis just completely baited him out, which was pretty funny. But yeah, Jarvis destroyed him. Second round, like 10 seconds into the second round, he KO'd him. So he looked very good. So hopefully we'll see him in the ring again. Because yeah, he looked like he had some what's the word? He looked like he had a killer instinct. He really wanted to hurt Michael Lee, and he showed it. Michael Lee did actually have some success in the first round as well. Like, he looked alright, and then he got hit with a couple right hands, and then he just looked out of it after that. And it was shown with his very early, well, he got stopped very early in the second round, so clearly he was hurt. The next fight between DDG and Nate Wyatt. Now Nate Wyatt just kept hugging him the whole fight, so it wasn't a great fight, if I'm going to be completely honest. DDG does have some boxing experience though, and you could see he looked a lot better. Nate Wyatt just kept ducking his head down for no reason when he's trying to throw, when he has a height advantage. Like, why would you do, just like, yeah, he was awful, I can't lie. And he lost, he got beaten by unanimous decision, so DDG got the dub there. And now the next one, the one of the two that everyone in the UK really wanted to see, was really excited for, and it just didn't happen. Deji versus Vinny Hacker. Now before the fight, like, when it was announced, everyone's like, oh, easy win for Deji. Everyone counted Vinny out. No one believed in him. Everyone was like, Deji, you have to win this. It's easy for you to win. This man's never trained before. Easy dub for Deji. And even in the press conference, like, what's his name, Fuzi, who was obviously one of the hosts of the press conference with Keemstar, was disrespectful to Vinny. He's like, Deji, you took an easy fight, like, yeah. And Vinny was and Deji were very respectful to each other throughout the whole build up and everything, which was obviously nice. So I have a lot of respect for Vinny, because he didn't shit talk Deji. Even after he won, he went over and consoled Deji, said, you can come back from this, you're a strong guy. On Twitter after the fight as well, he's still like being very vocal about how he doesn't want anyone to like hate on Deji, how he wants to see Deji come back stronger and stuff. So like, yeah, I have to give a lot of respect to Vinny. He trained very well. He looked very good as well. He took a lot of bangs from Deji and just came back with his. He didn't just like cover up and like hide. He came. He wanted to win, and you could see that because whenever he got hit, he hit back and he connected as well. And for someone who trained for 3 months, he looked very good. And I think him and Jarvis could be an interesting matchup. Vinny obviously does have quite a significant height advantage. I think he's like 3 inches of height on him. I don't know about the weight. I think he probably does have a bit in the weight advantage as well. But yeah, obviously he said after the fight he doesn't know if he'll return. Like this is his first fight. He wants to go chill and stuff, which is fair enough. He just got sprung up on him and he did well. Also, his demographic is 18 to 24-year-old females, which for an 18-year-old guy, that's very impressive. So huge respect to him for that. But yeah, for real, there, like on Twitter, man, all the girls are just simping over this man. So he just takes dubs everywhere. Apparently, he was the only TikToker to win. Deji was the only only YouTuber, sorry, to lose as well, which is kind of peak. But yeah, Deji needs to get a new team, man. Like this Vic's boxing gym people, they're not hard enough on him. Like, you know, we saw when JJ went doing well in sparring that time when he was like answering back to his trainers, Vidal just slapped him because he wanted him to win. He knew what he had to do to get JJ that dub. He had to be harsh with him. He had to be strict. And these people aren't doing that with Deji. You know, they're being yes men. They're just letting him do whatever he wants. And because of that, obviously he's not gonna. Deji, I don't think, has the self-discipline to do it himself. So he needs people there who will force him to do it. You know, and obviously he had Vidal training him before, like for a bit before the Jake Paul fight, and Vidal then dropped him because he wasn't training properly, which, you know, you can only do so much as a trainer. So I think Deji really needs to understand that he needs to properly be committed. He needs to properly want to win. He needs to train properly. He needs to eat properly and stuff, because twice now he's gassed out, and he gassed out so much quicker this time. It's like only 2-minute rounds. He gassed out in the third minute round against Jake. His second minute round here, he gassed out, and yeah, it was. He came in so overweight to the fight as well. But yeah, even after the first round, his trainer didn't say anything to him. He just sat him down like, yo, you did well. Like, give him some advice, man. Tell him, yo, do this, do that, you know, because he got hit in the first round as well. It's like when you go in with your, like, you know, cover up as well. He just didn't say anything to him, and yeah, hopefully, if Deji does return to the ring, he'll take it seriously, and, you know, he'll show everyone that he can box. And yeah, you know, I want to see him back, but I want to see him actually try this time. But yeah, again, Vinny did very well. He was the only TikToker on the night that actually performed. You know, everyone was gassing up Taylor Holder, who we'll come on to in a bit, but he was terrible. And Vinny is the only one who looks like they knew how to. Looked like they wanted to win, should I say, because he got hit a lot, and he threw back, he connected a lot, and he gassed Deji out, and he did deserve to win that, because he worked on his cardio, and he clearly learned how to box in 3 months. Like, even though not at a high level, he wouldn't obviously beat like JJ or something, but he's good enough to beat Deji, which you know, it's quite impressive. But anyway, next fight, obviously the other one that everyone in the UK was excited for, Anison Gibb versus Taylor Holder. This Taylor Holder guy, gassed up by everyone, like, oh, best boxer on the card, 5 years boxing experience. He's gonna beat Gibb. Gibb was the underdog going into the fight. Yeah, Taylor Holder, what did he do in that fight? He did nothing. He lost every round. Maybe if you want to be nice, you might give him the 5th round. But yeah, you know, it was a completely dominant performance from Gibb. Redemption in Miami. It was very much redemption. And when the scorecard was read out, I don't understand how they read it out as a majority draw. Obviously, it's been overturned now, thankfully, because if it hadn't, you'd have seen a big rant from me. I was going to record this a few days ago when it actually happened, and I would have gone off on one. But obviously now I'm a lot calmer now that the result was overturned correctly. So yeah, but like 49-46, 49-46, 50-46, all in favour of Gibb. I don't understand how they wrote majority draw on the card that Fusi was meant to read out. Obviously, it's not Fusi's fault, because he was told to just read out what it was said on the card. But whoever wrote that card, like, a majority draw is when 2 of the 3 judges rule it as a draw. and none of the three ruled any of the. None of them ruled it as a draw. So how are two ruling it as a draw? When, like, it just didn't make any sense. But it did. It took them to, like, they said the only way this could be explained was just by human error. But like, even if it was human error, surely the people there would be able to straight away correct the decision and be like, oh wait, what? That doesn't make any sense. And then call Fuzio. Like, when it first got, I thought it was just a prank. I was like, funny. And then nothing happened. And then I was like, wait, what? How? This doesn't make any mathematical sense. But yeah, the fact that Taylor Holder thought he won that is disgraceful. Like, he threw barely any punches, just defended the whole time. And for someone who was meant to be the best boxer on the card, he really showed nothing. Like, Vinny Hacker was better than him. And I'm not saying he's a better boxer than him, but he definitely performed a lot better than him, and no one can dispute that. But yeah, obviously, Gibb really showed that he worked very hard. Like he said in his conference, he was very angry with that draw, and you could tell Holder was very relieved with the draw based on the way he was talking in the interview after. Gibb was fuming, and you could see it, like the way he was talking, the way he was like, the way he looked as well. You could tell he's like, how has this been ruled as a draw? Whereas Holder was like, oh, thankfully, oh my god, I got a draw. Yes, thank you so much. So it was clear from that both fighters thought Gibb won. Despite what Taylor will say, he knows Gibb won, and you know, rightfully so. Gibb got awarded his win, thankfully, because if he hadn't, I genuinely think, like, the hate social gloves were getting already on their Twitter, like, it would have just continued for a long time, and anytime they tweeted, straight all the Gibb fans, Gibb won, Gibb won, Gibb won, Gibb got robbed. It would just been that the whole time. But yeah, next, the last fight, obviously the main event between Austin McBroom and Bryce Hall. And like, yeah, these guys didn't have a long time to train, but one of them was so much better than the other, man. Like, Austin clearly looked like he knew how to box a little bit. Bryce Hall, you're not a boxer, lad. You said it yourself. He said he's going to return to the ring. Don't, lad. You're shit. Okay, you might be a good MMA fighter, because clearly, whenever he got hit, his first instinct was he wanted to grab Austin, and he picked him up, I'm pretty sure, which is why he got a point deducted as well. So he looks like he'd be a good wrestler. He probably is a good wrestler. He's apparently been in 40 street fights, but he's not a boxer, man. He had the same amount of time as Vinny Hacker to train for this. They both had 3 months. Vinny learnt how to box. He knew how to. He didn't. Bryce even had to jab, man. This guy literally. It was awful. He said the sparring footage that we saw of him against Stromedy was not. That was his first sparring session. He's not going to look like that in the fight. He looked the same. He arguably looked worse in the fight. So yeah, if you do want to fight though, Bryce, I'll fight you. So people, if you want to make me famous, so I can like call him out and be on the next fight, then I'd appreciate that. But yeah, obviously this man was calling out KSI and stuff, but he's clearly been humbled a lot, because he's been respectful to Deji. You know, said that he's a nice guy. Don't want to see any hate towards him, which is nice. So he's become more likable after the loss. You know, he's clearly understood that he deserved to lose. He stopped talking shit all the time. He's been respectful to people. But you know, I think he definitely needed to lose for him to get humbled. But he has become a bit more respected, I think, by people. I mean, he's still getting memed a lot, but I definitely don't hate him as much as I did after, because he has been nice to people after the fight. I mean, I guess he does have to, because if he still clowns, then he's just gonna get bullied even more. So yeah, that's the review of the YouTube TikTok boxing event. Obviously, leave your thoughts in the comments. We'll see what you thought, and yeah, I'll see you soon for another video.